host of the Gridiron.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Eagles offense versus the Giants defense. And last night, the video I did, we were talking about the Giants offense versus the Eagles defense. So now let's talk a little bit about the Eagles side of the ball. And, you know, they can be, I mean, they got the weapons. They got some, they certainly, without question, they got the weapons. The Giants defense is off to obviously, let's say, Giants defense, really doing good. I mean, even look at the Viking game. Only gave up 21. The defense only gave up 21 points. The other 7 was a pick 6. Right. Giants defense coming off perhaps its most impressive performance of the season. The Bengals entered Sunday Night Football with at least 33 points and 23 first downs in each of their previous 3 games, along with an average of 417 total yards of offense. Cincinnati also ranked as a top 5 unit in both third down and red zone offense, while the Giants held the Bengals to just 17 points, 304 total yards of offense, and just 13 first downs. And, of course, somehow the Giants managed to find a way to lose. All of which were their lowest total since their week 1 loss to the Patriots. Actually, their week 1 loss to the Patriots, I mean, it just goes to show you how a play here or a play there, I don't remember who the guy was, but somebody caught a pass from Burrow. He was running it in. He was about like at the 1 yard line, and one of the guys from the Patriots punched the ball out. Patriots got the ball going, first down, going the other way, whatever. If he covered the ball up or whatever, or like if the Bengals would have scored, because I think they lost 15-10. So if the Bengals would have scored there, quite possibly they win the game, and whatever. But I mean, the Patriots held them under wrap. They really did a good job. Let's see. A big reason for the defense's success has been our pass rush. The Giants have registered 26 sacks through the first 6 games, obviously more, which is 4 more than any other team out there. Of course, we got Sexy Dexy leading the way. Right? He's off to the best start of his career. I think he's a half a sack behind Hutchinson, who obviously won't be getting any more sacks the rest of the season because sadly, unfortunately, he's injured. So, but And also, look for Sexy to be a little more disruptive than maybe he has been previously, because Kelsey's not there anymore. Kelsey was an undersized center, but just whatever his athletic ability, whatever, with blocking angles and all that stuff. He's just a phenomenal center, and the Eagles are certainly going to want to miss him, but Sexy's not going to be missing him, I can tell you that much. So look for Sexy to be a little more disruptive than maybe he has been in the past, because ever since Sexy's been with the Giants, Kelsey was with the Eagles. Well, Kelsey is no mas. So, and Sexy's still here in the prime of his career. So look for Sexy to be a little disruptive. Or also, look for the Eagles maybe to do a lot more double teaming like what the Cowboys did against Sexy, right? But then if that winds up being the case, that leaves a lot of one-on-ones on the other guys, and they gotta make a play. They gotta take care of business. Ojulari is stepping up, looking huge. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Would be fantastic, if he could stay healthy while Kayvon works his way back, right? That would be fantastic. Ojulari's, one of his problems is that, he winds up getting injured a lot. So hopefully he can stay healthy, because, whoever goes up against their left tackle could have a really good game. Whoever goes up against their right tackle, future Hall of Famer Lane Johnson, ain't going to get much. Guy's really good. Guy's been, once again, between Johnson and Kelsey, they had the 2 future Hall of Famers, without question, to me. Anyway, Johnson's been around since like 2013, I think, somewhere around there. He was like the number 3 pick, I think, in the draft. 3 or 4, something. They took him early, and he's paid huge dividends. So, I mean, he'll be around probably for another few years for it. But, yeah, it was like his 11th, 12th season or so. So, I mean, he'll only be playing so much longer. But, I mean, because when he goes, that'll be a huge loss for the Eagles. So, but the thing is with the Eagles, it's guys, Jeff, and it starts with an S. I can never remember because I'm an idiot. Their offensive line coach, the Eagles. Whew. If I had 3 thumbs, I'd give him 3 thumbs up. The guy is freaking good. Freaking good. They've had him for a long time. I mean, yeah, so. All right, what else we got? I said, Ojulari stepping up. Containing the Phillies running game. Now, see, McFadden ranks second on the team in total tackles with 36. Okereke is right behind him with 35. Both players have forced a fumble and also recovered a fumble. While also being factors in the pass rush, they each have 1.5 sacks on the season. So, let's see. The Giants enter Week 7 ranked 15th in the league with 116 rushing yards allowed per game. While the 3 rushing touchdowns, though, allowed are tied for the 5th fewest. So, the Giants are going to need the 2 linebackers to bring their A game this Sunday, going up against the Eagles, obviously. Saquon, who has led the way with the Eagles with 91 rushing attempts and 482 yards and 4 touchdowns. But Jalen Hurts also has his legs. He has 196 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground as well. So, but the thing is with Saquon, he's got 91 rushes for 482 yards. He's had three long runs. He's had like a 60-plus yarder. Another one was almost 60 yards. He had one like for 35 yards. So he's had like 150 yards rushing on 3 carries. You can't do it, but I'm saying if you would take those 3 carries away, I mean, he's averaging maybe about 4 yards a carry. Let's see. Let's take that away. If I can do any kind of, so say about 90 rushes for 300 and something. I mean, you take those 3 long runs away. The one was it's like a 65-yarder against the Saints, which basically won him the game. He has another 59-yarder and like a 34-yarder or something. So if you take those 3 away, he's averaging probably less than 4 yards a carry. So the Giants, what that talks about there, their linebacker got to bring their A game. You got to fill the gaps, right? Men to the ball, because I mean he can still do it. You give him a crease and he can go. He's done it. Multiple times this year. He's had 2 real long runs. The Giants, and you can't let your guard down, especially as you get later on in the game. You think you got him bottled up. You think you got him, as the game goes along, the defense gets tired. All he needs is a little bit of a crease, and he can go. So, and he's going to want to do some special things. At least one nice run he's going to want to do. I mean, because it's like just to shove it in the Giants' face. Oh, yeah, you don't want me? No problem. Okay, I'm don't bother me, no. So and of course their offensive line, Kellen Moore, an offensive coordinator, everything. They want to rub it in the Giants' faces. So they're going to try every time Saquon's it's a run and play. Oh yeah. Likewise, the Giants, going to not so much shut him up, but try to keep Saquon under wraps. They don't want Saquon, If the Eagles beat him, God bless you, but it's not because Saquon ran for 342 yards against us or something like that. So it's going to be, it should really, really interesting game. Everybody's bringing their A game for this one, without question. All right, what do we got here? All right, we got some stats here. Giants defense is 20.2 points, which is 9th. Of course, a couple of those touchdowns that they gave up weren't on the defense. Thank you, Eric Ray. Thank you, Daniel Jones, right? The Eagles' offense only averaging 21 points a game, which is 18th. Passing, Giants are 12th in the league, giving up 197 yards a game, and the rushing, they were giving up 116 yards per game, which is 15th. The Eagles' passing is 220, which is 14th in the league. Their rushing is very good, 146 yards a game. So I mean, they're putting up some yards. They're just not putting up a ton of points, which goes back to the point that once, also with them, when they get into the red zone, they kind of fizzle out a lot. But they do have a very good field goal kicker. Turnovers, the Giants' defense has gotten 6. The Eagles have given up 8. So look for the Giants to at least get a turnover. Or if 2 would be fantastic. Fantastic. Let's see. It says the Giants trying to slay another Hydra. For the 5th time this year, the Giants defense will need to contend with a passing game that boasts multiple wide receiver ones. This time, obviously, it's A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith. So, then, of course, Jahan Dotson. But, I mean, he only has, I mean, they traded for him, but he hasn't hardly, I think they traded a 3rd and 2 7s for him, and he hasn't done much of anything. But he's always a presence out there. So, but, I mean, what the Giants were able to do, okay, with Higgins and with Chase, if they can keep those guys relatively under wraps, hopefully they can do the same thing here with Brown and Smith. We'll have to wait and see. Instead of having Banks shadow Jamar Chase, Banks, let's see here. They use the various combinations of their defensive backs to double chase. It's a tactic that was frequently used by Bill Belichick to deal with potent passing attacks. So we'll have to wait and see, what the Giants wind up trying to do with, with the Eagles. Do they pick and choose who they, obviously who they're going to, because you only can really kind of like double team one guy, right? On it, so let's see who do they want to pick and choose and to double. We'll have to wait and see. The big question is with Goedert dealing with a hamstring injury. Is Dotson, the 3rd-year receiver, was believed to have wide receiver 1 potential coming out of Penn State, but hasn't consistently played to his potential. And one of the reasons why the Commanders traded him. Right? The Eagles will want to get the ball to Brown and Smith early and often, but the Giants should be ready for plays designed to get Dotson the ball. Then it could fall on Drew Phillips or safety like Jason Pinnock to hold up on one-on-one matchups. So, and of course, they talk about here about slowing down Saquon. Giant fans are well aware of what Barkley is capable of doing when he's healthy. He will almost always be among the best athletes on the field wherever he plays, and is capable of breaking off game-changing plays anytime he touches the ball. Yep, try to keep rally to the ball, right? Don't over pursue. Don't leave a gap, or thus, right? Got to keep your stay within your gaps. The Giants' defensive front will obviously be the foundation of their run defense. Obviously, the Giants' defensive linemen will need to temper their aggression and work to hold their blocks and set a strong edge up front. Yeah, you can't just go crashing down. Oh, Saquon's going in the middle. Let's all run to the middle. Oh, there he goes around the outside. Hey, there's nobody out there. Why? Well, because I'm in here. I'm supposed to be setting the edge, and I'm in the middle here, and there goes Saquon. Wow. That guy can run. Look at him. Well, 78-yard touchdown. Well, there you go. I guess I should have kept the edge. So set the edge, hold your blocks, maintain your gaps, and don't over pursue. I know it's so easy to say, right? Much of the news cycle in the Giants' land is going to be devoted to the loss of Andrew Thomas. Yeah, so. But, as I said, we're talking about Mailata being out, but reserve lineman Fred Johnson will be on the field in relief of Mailata. Johnson has a fair amount of experience. Yes, he does. Having played in 50 games and started in 9, he's played 110 snaps at right tackle this year while Lane Johnson dealt with a concussion. Johnson played 53 snaps against the Saints, 57 against Tampa Bay, and 13 snaps against the Browns. Over that span, he's given up 2 sacks and has been penalized twice. Johnson's 6'7", 330 pounds. Big dude. He's a powerful run blocker, but appears limited as a pass protector. So as we saw last week, you put Burns against maybe put Burns against Johnson, and Aziz. I mean, so you have to wait and see who they're going to pick and choose. Who they're going to want to put against Lane Johnson, who's basically going to get nullified. Right? Lane Johnson's going to nullify pretty much whoever we have out there. Right? So who do you want to take advantage of with their backup left tackle in there? So whoever you choose to do that, could possibly have a field day. Now the thing is that if who we put up against their backup left tackle, right? I mean, are they going to leave somebody in to try to help block there and double team Sex? That's might be you can like double team somebody, but you're going to have to maybe pick your poison. So if they decide to double team Sexy, whoever goes up against their left tackle, their backup left tackle could have a huge game. It could have multiple sacks. So keep an eye on that. As I said, because whoever's going up against Lane Johnson, he's going to pretty much nullify you. Right? It's going to be like one guy wiping another guy out because Lane Johnson's just that good. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. But the the Giants defense, it's going to be like the same thing as last week. You're obviously going to give up some points. You can't let them go off on you. And obviously our offense is going to have to score some points. I mean, once again, if you told me right now, if this was a day later and you said the Giants just gave up 17 points to the Eagles, where do I sign? The same thing with the Bengals. Jeff, we're only going to give up 17 points to the Bengals. Where do I sign? 10 ways to Tuesday, baby. Sign me up for that. Same thing with the Eagles. We're only going to give up, or even 20 points. Sign me up. The offense has got to score some points. Obviously, it's the team game, right? They're going to score some points. They got phenomenal players, really, really good, phenomenal players. Good offensive line. Right? They're going to score some points, right? But we got to score some points too. No kidding, right?